What's up, YouTube? First semi-long video in a while, but only because this video is important. Well, last couple of videos I uploaded were also important, but I finally have some free time to actually sit down and talk in depth about the topic for once. And what I'm going to talk about today is you need to cut off weak energy in order to attract stronger energy. Now, what does this mean? This means several things, right? When I say energies, people think that I'm specifically referring to people and individuals. No, I'm referring to people, I'm referring to things you watch, things you do, the environment you live in, influencers that have an influence on you, the whole nine yards, everything. Now, I'll give you an example. Last couple of videos, I've been addressing the people that want me to make videos, helping them get better with women. Well, a major reason most guys don't get better with women is because they're being influenced by weak energy. Specifically, if you want to learn and understand how to get better with women, you can't hang around people that are bad with women. You can't watch people that are bad with women either. Example that fucking I've been bashing for the last 10 videos or so, the red pill. The red pill is basically a conglomeracy of men that have no idea what they're doing with women. So the weak energy, right? You attract what you are. So weak energy attracts more weak energy, and to the point where all you have is weak energy. And when a bunch of weak energies get together and they make an ideology based off of weakness, based off of complaining about women and never learning how to master the game, you have an ideology that essentially tells you the opposite of what is true. So guys that want to get better with women, they need to cut off weak ideologies that teach you the opposite. You have to cut off weak friends that teach you the opposite. You have to cut off weak media that teaches you the opposite, right? If you're trying to learn how to make money, you can't be hanging around people that don't know how to make money. You can't be hanging around people that have poor money management skills. If you're trying to learn how to get better at a video game, you have to cut off people that are bad at the video game, right? You guys see the point. Essentially, no matter what craft or endeavor you're trying to improve in, you have to cut off the people that don't know how to improve in the craft you're trying to improve in. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's chicks, video games, money, socializing, regardless, right? There's a couple of reasons for this. Energy is very powerful. Even if you have strong energy, if you start to hang around weak energy, it has a gradual and subtle effect on you to the point where you won't even notice it. Other people will point it out to you, but you'll be totally blind to it because you're the one hanging around the energy, so you don't see the slow and gradual effect it has on you. Now, recently, it was actually on Christmas, I came to the decision that I have to cut off my entire family because they're weak and they can't help me elevate any further. Further elevation, I have to go on my own because you attract what you are. I gotta become stronger in order to attract other stronger people, and it's already been working, man. In these last couple of weeks, I finally bridged the gap. I crossed over to the six-figure income level. I raised my credit score by 100 because I'm hanging around the right people that understand the game, and we influence each other to help each other ascend. See, it all works both ways. Strong energy attracts strong energy, and then that strong energy multiplies. Weak energy attracts weak energy, and then that weak energy multiplies. This is why a genius will attract other geniuses. A top player in a video game will attract other top players. You look at my past video game content, I've always hung around the top 0.1% of players for whatever game I played. Rather it be World of Tanks, I was in the top 0.1 percentile. In that game they call you a super unicum, right? Pirate 101, I was the #1 player, and all of my friends were top 5, top 10 players. We won all the fucking tournaments. Toontown, I was in the top hierarchy of that game as well, and was the second most popular Toontown YouTuber in the community at the time, right? So, winners attract winners. Those good with chicks attract other people that are also good with chicks. Rich people attract other rich people. People that have good money management skills attract other people that have good money management skills. You know, intelligent people attract intelligent people. You get the picture. The opposite is true. People that suck at all of these things naturally attract what they are, people that suck at these things, right? This is why in video games, bad players attract other bad players. So, it's kind of like a cheat code. Once you understand this, once you understand that to attract stronger energies, you have to cut off weaker energies and then become what you want to attract, the game becomes easy mode. Now, and it is something that has to be done if you want to go further. Otherwise, what'll happen is you'll get to a certain point, and because you're too weak to cut off the people and the things that's leaving you behind, you'll get to right here, and then all of that crap will start slowly bringing you down. And you see this happen a lot. You'll see guys that have natural charisma, that are just naturally good with women. They start watching the red pill shit, and they destroy their own relationships. Okay? You see people that have good money management skills. They start hanging around a bunch of bums, and suddenly they lose all their money. You see people that are good at video games and they start hanging around bad players and then suddenly they lose their skill, right? It is a gradual, subtle effect that you will not notice. But when you cut these things off, you will notice ascendance. And again, it's not just people, okay? It's also the stuff you listen to, the media, the influencers you follow, the whole 9 yards, okay? A lot of people stagnate because they're too weak to do what they need to do. They'll hang around friends that they know are no good for them, and because they're too afraid of, hold on, need a sip of tea. Because they're too afraid of being alone and having no friends, they won't challenge their friends when they're wrong, okay? Something that the red pillars preach is don't challenge your friends when they're wrong. You know, be a coward and wait until the cameras are cut off and talk in secret. Hey, Billy Bob, you really shouldn't have done it. Fuck that shit, man. My friends do something down the line, I let them know immediately. That's what strong people do, right? Weak people put it off until they can get into a more favorable situation, or they'll just remain neutral. All this weak people bullshit, right? They won't cut off their weak friends because they're afraid of being alone. You know, they won't cut off, you know, what do you people call it? Entertaining videos because it makes them laugh or whatever. Fuckers were saying that my old videos are better than my new ones because it makes them laugh, when my old videos were just filled with weakness. Fucking just like, oh, I hate looking at my old videos. But, you know. And the straw that broke the camel's back for me when it came to the YouTube shit, man. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching YouTube videos of, there's this game called Def Jam Fight for New York, right? The #1 player on that game, Joey Bag of Donuts, you know, shout out to him. You know, he was arguing with a troll in the comments, and then the troll in the comment, I'll give this troll credit, man, he actually showed up. You know, they did some matches. Obviously, the troll lost badly. And I'm just like, oh shit, this used to be me. I used to fucking argue with bad players. I used to be this cringe. I'm done. That same day, I uninstalled Pirate 101. And yeah, I fucking got rid of that game, never looked back. Because that whole entire game was just filled with weak energy. Just people that just wanted to bitch about the players that were better than them. They never wanted to improve. Oh, if you're a good player, you must not have a life, even though they play the game way more than you and have less of a life than you do. You know, oh, and then they make up rumors about the best player. So I mean, that whole fucking game was weakness. It was just filled with narcissistic people that don't want to get better. They just want to bitch at the people that is better than them, right? And instead of arguing with those people, I left the game. And a couple of days later, instead of arguing with my family forever, I left my family. You know, I'm going to return over to my mom's house one or two more times to get the rest of my stuff. And, for when I put it into the apartment, I move it. Because this isn't the apartment I'm going to be living in for the next couple of years. This is just a temporary spot while all of that shit gets situated. And it should be situated by the first week of February. So, good shit. But yeah, people underestimate greatly the effect of weak energy, like how much it affects you and how much it affects your life and how much it affects your decisions. If you got a bunch of people that have no clue what they're talking about, constantly giving you advice, even if you don't listen to their advice, even if you ignore it, what they're saying is still going to be registered in your head. So I'll give you an example, right? You go on a date with a woman. If your goal is just to smash, you really shouldn't even be going on a date. But again, you listen to the red pillars. Oh, I got to show the chick I have money, so I got to ask her out on a date. So I got to take her someplace that shows I got money and status, right? So in Europe, again, right? You got experience with this. You know you don't got to take a woman out on a date to smash, but listening to the red pillars, oh, I got to show money and status. So you go from having a 90% chance to score if you just invited her back to your place immediately. Now that's going to 70% because you're dicking around on dates and you're wasting time. You do some cringe shit on the dates. You say some weirdo shit. Now it's down to 50%. You should be trying to physically escalate and stimulate the woman emotionally, but listening to the red pillars, you want to sit there and argue with her with logic. Now that's down to 30%. Great, congratulations. Now instead of a 90% chance of smashing, you now have a 30% chance of smashing, and more than likely, that's just not going to work out anymore, right? And this happens all the fucking time. People will get to right here, and all they have to do for their next step is cut off the weak fucking energy. But because they can't cut off their friends that are bringing them down, because they can't cut off these stupid TV shows that's brainwashing them, because they can't cut off these stupid fucking YouTube influencers that's feeding them bullshit, because they can't cut off the weak energy, they get to right here, and then they slowly get brought down. Versus the people that are strong enough to cut all this shit out of their life, they get to right here, and then they go even further. This is why most successful people that you'll ever do research on, they all say the same thing. At some point, I had to cut off everybody in order to attract stronger people that know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, that being said, the game is not rocket science, guys. Deep down inside, you all know the real answers for your problems. You all know the real solutions for your issues. You got to cut off the weak energy. You got to stop listening to people that have no fucking idea what they're talking about. The litmus test that I always tell people, if it contradicts it, is not true. If you got some clowns on YouTube telling you that you need money and status to get women, but then you go to the hood and you see a bunch of people with no fucking money, no fucking status, and they got the hottest chicks around, that is a contradiction. Fuck all that. Oh, that's just an exception to the rule. First of all, no, it isn't. There's more poor people There's more middle class people. There's far more people that don't have money than there is that do have money. Apparently, if you make over 100,000 a year, you're in the top 15 percentile of earners, which actually surprised me because when you understand the game, it's not hard to make six figures, but apparently that's rare, right? I know I grew up with plenty of people that don't know how to manage money. Okay, some of these fuckers are still only making 10, 20,000 a year. But these guys get chicks anytime they want. So it's not an exception to the rule, it's a contradiction. The truth does not contradict. Problem being, most people, when they're doing research, most people when they're looking up an ideology to follow, most people when they're looking for assistance on a problem, rather it be woman, money, socializing, a video game, whatever. The common variable and the common mistake is that people don't want a truthful solution to their problem. People want to hear something that reinforces what they already believe. So boom, you take a guy that's never been good with chicks, okay? He thinks that everybody that has more success than he does, oh, they must be paying these chicks to fuck, right? Oh, so you need money. Ah, is what I thought the entire time. You really do need money and status. No. Oh, these people that are better than me at a video game, they must not have a life. Oh, this random Fortnite YouTuber said he spends 20 hours a day on the... Ah, I knew it. You can't make good money and play video games. You can't get chicks and play video games. I knew it. These guys are all losers. Fuck that shit. What you believe and what is actually true are two separate things, okay? If you want to ascend in life, you got to cut off the weak energy. That includes these stupid ideologies that tell you the opposite of what is true. You also have to be willing to actually look for the truth and not just look for shit that further reinforces your beliefs. I got a video on my channel called The Root Word of Belief is Lie. Check it out, okay? A belief is defined as a substitution for the truth. You don't want a fucking substitution. You want the actual truth. So you got to cut off the weak energy. You got to look for the actual truth and not shit that just reinforces what you believe. You have to become strong in order to attract what you're looking for, more strong people. Now, a big thing with me is honesty, right? If I catch somebody in a lie, I usually cut them off immediately, right? Or I give them one single warning. Like, listen, bro, I know you're not telling me the truth. Don't do it again or I'm blocking you. Now, people say this is extreme. I call it rooting out the weak. If that person is going to become your friend, they're supposed to be close to you. Do you want somebody close to you lying to you? No, because then you can't. If you're gonna have somebody that's close to you in your inner circle, you gotta be able. You have to be able to trust their word, to some degree, right? You can't trust a liar. Okay. If you're going to make that person your girlfriend, if you're going to start a family with somebody that you can't trust, a family with somebody whose word has no value, that's fucking stupid. Lies escalate, people. Most people are too weak to understand that when you catch somebody in a lie, that's not their only time lying to you. That's just the only time you've actually caught them in the lie. And again, man, lies, if somebody lies about something that's right here, because they know that you're willing to accept their lies, they'll continue, it'll escalate and it'll escalate and it'll escalate until the point where you're getting cheated on or they're stealing your money or, you know. But I digress. I think you guys get the point by now, okay? I made a video a few days ago called The #1 Cause of Weakness. This really is just a follow-up to that video, Okay? So you can't be weak, and you also can't accept weakness in your circle. So after you've become strong, in order to attract what you are, which is more strength, you then have to cut off all the weak energy around you. Now, some of them are going to float away naturally. They're gonna see your strong energy, and they're gonna realize they got no part in your life anymore. So some will just go away naturally, while others will try to bring you down to their level. Okay? Resist their tactics, cut them off, and then start to absorb and attract naturally the people you're supposed to be around. The game isn't complicated, man. People just make it complicated. You know, Einstein said it best. Wise people simplify complicated matters. Stupid people complicate simple matters. I've been bashing the red pill a lot because that's exactly what they do. They take something simple, which is woman, and then they complicate the hell out of it. Women have never been difficult to get, but the stupid red pill is complicated. Money isn't really difficult to get, but the stupid red pill is complicated. And man, they're not the only ones. There's a bunch of ideologies out there that complicate everything, right? Sorry about that. I bit the inside of my mouth while I was talking. But yeah, there's a bunch. Hold on. Take a sip of tea real quick. But yeah, there's a bunch of ideologies out there that complicate shit. The next video, I'm going to be... somebody made a video about me, man. I'm going to, thoroughly cover that video in depth. Going to give a nice, juicy response to Mr. Donovan. Because, he's the perfect example of everything I've been talking about, okay? He said that I was lying about everything that I talk about. He says that I don't get any chicks. He says I've never had an open relationship. Even though you guys that have been following this channel for a while, y'all saw all of that go down in previous communities. I had entire communities gossiping about my relationships. That's cool though. I got nothing to prove to that fucker. But he's the perfect example of what I've been talking about. I think he's in his 50s. He spent 50 years hanging around weak energy, hanging around people that have no idea what they're talking about. So when he encounters a guy that does know what he's talking about, he thinks the results are impossible. Let me show you guys something. Okay? He says that a guy like me can't afford a Tesla, that I'm lying about how much money I'm making off Uber, etc. What does this say right here, guys? Okay? I don't know if the camera's capturing it properly, but what does that say? Expected delivery February through April. I've been ordered my Tesla, guys. I'm just waiting for it to get here. But people that have... What the fuck are they doing out there? But people that have weak energy, they think that anybody that succeeds, they must be lying. Because these people don't know what success looks like. These people think you need money to get chicks. These people think you need status to get chicks. These people think that nobody is making money just because they struggle to do so. So they think you need leverage to have open relations. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to cover all that in the next video. I think I've said enough in this one. So with that being said, it's 6 a.m. I've been hustling all night. I'm going to take a nap, order some breakfast at the gym, then continue to hustle. I'll catch you guys later.